Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle that feeling of being completely and utterly drained. We're going to explore how incredibly small moments, we're talking just a few seconds, can totally transform your day. And the craziest part? It's all backed by some pretty cool science. You know the feeling, right? You're constantly connected, always on the clock, and just so tired. Well, you are definitely not alone. Recent reports are even calling it a human energy crisis for employees. This pressure from our always-on culture just sucks our energy and mental resources dry. But what if the fix wasn't a week-long vacation? I know what you're thinking. 3 seconds? No way. It sounds way too simple to be true, right? But the key to boosting your well-being and even your performance might not be some huge, time-consuming change. It might just be about harnessing the power of a few tiny seconds. So what's the magic behind this number 3? Let's dive into the science, because this isn't just some catchy phrase. It's actually baked right into the fundamental wiring of our brains. Okay, so check this out. This is where it gets really fascinating. On one hand, neuroscience tells us that our prefrontal cortex, the command center of our brain, naturally operates in these little 3-second bursts. It's why you can snatch a falling glass out of the air before you even consciously think about it. And then, here's the kicker. Look at animal training. With horses, that exact same 3-second window is absolutely crucial for them to link an action with a result. It's a hidden connection between us and them. And all of this brings us to what we're calling the 3-second rule. It's that tiny, absolutely critical window of time our brain uses to connect what we do with what happens next. Whether it's a split-second decision or a learned habit, this is the moment where our brain forges the pathways for our future behavior. So, why 3 seconds? Why is that time frame so powerful? Well, it all comes down to brain chemistry. We're talking about dopamine. When a reward or even just a release from pressure happens inside that 3-second window, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine. That dopamine acts like a chemical highlighter, basically telling your brain, hey, pay attention, this action and this outcome are important. It's literally how we learn and form habits. Okay, so this 3-second idea is really cool. But let's be real. How does it actually help us with our burnout, always-on lives? Well, that's where the science of micro breaks comes in. This shows how these incredibly short pauses can have a massive impact. Now, when researchers talk about micro breaks, they're not talking about your lunch hour. This isn't about escaping for an hour. A micro break is just a super short pause in whatever you're doing, and it's got to be 10 minutes or less. The whole point is to give your brain a quick pit stop to refuel those crucial resources, like your energy and your ability to focus. So, do they actually work? Oh yeah, a huge meta-analysis of 22 different studies gives us a really clear picture. As you can see right here, taking microbreaks leads to a big jump in vigor. That's your energy, your positive get up and go, and a big drop in fatigue. So for your well-being, it's a no-brainer. But here's where it gets interesting. Notice that last line about overall performance? It says no significant effect, but there's more to the story. Let's break that performance piece down a little deeper. Turns out, it really matters what kind of work you're doing. For creative tasks, micro breaks gave a nice positive boost. For clerical stuff, the routine tasks, the effect was even stronger. But for those really intense, brain-draining cognitive tasks, yeah, not so much. So a quick break can totally help you brainstorm or power through your inbox, but it might not be enough to recharge you for, say, complex coding. And the researchers found one more really important detail. When it comes to performance, length matters. Within that 10-minute micro-break window, a longer break led to a bigger boost. So while any little pause is good for you, stretching that 30-second break to, say, 5 minutes can make an even bigger difference for your actual output. All right, so we've talked about work breaks. Let's make this even more practical. How can you use these tiny moments throughout your entire day, not just when you're at your desk? Let's look at some micro actions you can take for your body in just a few seconds. A perfect example, and something you can literally try right now, is the 4-4-8 breathing technique. It's so simple but incredibly powerful for just hitting the reset button on your nervous system. You just breathe in through your nose for 4, hold it for 4, and then breathe out slowly through your mouth for 8. Do that just a couple of times, and you can feel your head clear and the stress start to melt away. And the list of quick wins just goes on. Start your day with a big glass of water. It rehydrates you and kickstarts your focus. Just take a few extra seconds to chew your food thoroughly. It really helps with digestion. Stand up for a quick breathing break and just stretch your arms way up over your head. Or, my personal favorite, find a reason to laugh. It's great for your circulation and instantly soothes tension.
All of these things take mere moments, but they have real science-backed benefits.
So, what's the big idea here? What's the thread that connects horse training, brain science, and taking a second to stretch?
Here it is. This is the big takeaway. Your day is not one long uphill battle. It's actually a series of thousands of tiny moments, thousands of these 3-second windows of opportunity. When you start to see them and use them to pause, to breathe, to stretch, to choose, you can take back control of your energy and completely change the feel of your day. So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. Your very next 3-second opportunity is coming up probably sooner than you think. What are you going to do with it? Thanks for tuning in.